Hey everyone, it's Neflarian with another Familiars video, this time found in Papoz Invasion. You unlock Invasion in Tier 3, but that doesn't mean you're going to have access to every one of these familiars, as their component familiars will be found throughout the whole game. If you missed my other videos, check them out, as those familiars can also carry you through the game. Even if you don't have access to all the parts, it's a really good idea to run Invasion for the schematics and the fusion materials, which are not affected by item find and are also not easy to come by. So without further ado, let's see what we have. First up is Elote with a stat spread of 23, 51, 11, makes them a tank, and they also have a built-in 45% block chance. They're fairly cheap to make, only taking 5 pokes and 100 croutons. Their skills are pretty awesome too. They have a 0 SP shield self and a 1 SP shield teammates. This is a really good epic tank with decent stats, good skills, and good bonuses, and they're honestly pretty cheap to make as well. Plus, I love eating Elote, so great choice. Up next is Findellow, a stat spread of 28, 14, 43, is like a DPS or a support with really low stamina. They have a 45% crit chance bonus, which is really awesome. That's hard to come by, and they're cheap, only taking 5 Findellow and 100 croutons. They have damage closest, weakest, and random as options, heal target at 1 SP. Their stats are kinda wonky though for a DPS or a support. They lack the bonuses for a bait, but their health is just too low to really be effective. With augments, they could be a workable bait, but there are just better options at every possible slot that are either cheaper or the same cost. Third, we have Melv'cone. A stat spread of 58, 10, 17 is amazing for a bait, and a built-in 22.5% damage reduction. Really cheap, taking 5 Melv'cones and 100 croutons. At 1 SP, they can heal themselves, and they can also shield teammates at that same area. They are a very serviceable bait until you get better one like Glarsdos or Croundy. They have really low health though, so you have to babysit for them. If you don't have a bait, by all means go for Melv'cone. They can bait for pretty much anything. One familiar they can't bait for though is Svireal. A stat spread of 44, 6, 44 means that they have next to no health. They do have built-in 15% empower and 15% dual strike though, so they can get some pretty big hits. They're not that cheap to make though. They take 5 Sphyrnics and 150 croutons. You can choose to fight closest, weakest, or random at 0 SP, and there's a shield self at 1 SP, and a nuke with a recoil at 2 SP. You have to be super careful though with their low health. If you can get a few hits off with them, they might be able to deal some massive damage, but it is very possible with that recoil for them to one-shot themselves. Next we have like the main familiar from this mode, Chefoz. They have a stat spread of 36, 16, 43, which is better than we had earlier with Findellow, but still has fairly low health. They do have built-in 60% crit chance though. To make them, you have to have an Elote, Findellow, and Melv'cone though, so if you made Melv'cone earlier, you're already almost there. They have damage closest, target, and closest to, which are all really great options, and at 2 SP they can spread heal teammates. With that crit chance means you're going to be spread healing a lot. Chefoz themselves can be an absolute menace with their crit chance, and with augments you can make empower and dual strike super high alongside it. But they're pretty pricey to make. It's going to cost 300 croutons per Chefoz to make, so you have to be really ready for that grind. Finally, we get to the best familiar in this invasion, Croundy, stat spread of 71, 16, 8. That's perfect for a bait. They also have built-in 30% damage reduction. They're kind of pricey, taking 5 crumb and 150 croutons, but at 0 SP they have a spread heal and shield self. They can attack at 0, 1, and 2 SP. Honestly, this bait is who Glarsdos wishes they were. They're better in nearly every single way. They can bait for better familiars. They're just also significantly more expensive. Croundy is a bait that can take you really far into the endgame without needing a single mythic, and they are hands down the absolute best familiar in this invasion. Those are the familiars I wanted to mention from the Papoz Invasion. There's some good options that are fairly cheap, some good options that are fairly expensive, and a top 5 bait in the game. If you get Croundy, you can ignore quite a few other baits, and you can even get them before Glarsdos if you grind for them specifically. I do want to shout out DungeonMast for helping me get pictures of all these familiars, because I couldn't have made the video without them. Is there a familiar that you think I skipped over that should have been included? Which are your favorite familiars? Let me know in the comments down below, and good luck on your grind for the best familiars. You can also join my Discord linked on the profile to be eligible for prizes, catch my newest videos, and chat with other gamers interested in the same games as you. As always, if you like this video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you want more, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.